so versatile. Doesn't have to be made with turkey like I'm doing today, but we are festive at the moment and we probably have got some leftover turkey hanging around. So this is a way of using that up. But you can use up any meat in this lasagna. So whether that is leftover pork or beef from your roast or chicken, you can shred it up really, really tiny if you like. So it resembles more like a minced, beef or whatever you would normally use, or a minced turkey. Or you can leave it quite chunky. And we make the most beautiful ragu for this recipe. So I really hope that you do like it. Hit the like button if you do like the look of it. Leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts on this. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new here. All my written printable recipes are over on my website as well. So if you do want one of those, then go over there. It's www.susannahskitchen.uk. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And let's go and start cooking in the Ninja Foodi. So I'm making a lasagna in my Ninja Foodi. And this particular lasagna is going to be made with some turkey that is already cooked. I cooked some turkey legs under pressure cook, so check out that video if you want to know how to do that. But of course, it can be any leftover meat. So this could be with chicken, could be leftover roast pork, roast beef, doesn't really matter. It's just a great way of using up leftovers. So I'm being lazy and I've got some red onion here. You can use white onion as well, it doesn't matter, either way. That's frozen. And I'm just putting that straight in the bottom of my Ninja Foodi. I'm going to go and chop up now my carrot, celery and garlic. So I've just got a little bit of spray olive oil in the bottom here. You can just add a little bit more as we go along if we do need it. And what we want to do is we just really want to soften this veg down nicely. So 1 carrot, 1 celery stick and around 1 onion is good. You can break up some of these big chunks of onion if you don't want them as big as this. As they cook down, it'll become easier to do that. So let's put our garlic in as well. I'm going to use a couple of cloves, whoops, and I'm just going to crush that in, not throw it in. That's not what we want to do. There you go. So this makes a really nice base. And we're going to be making a ragu. So we want to give this sort of 10 minutes, I would say. And then we will move on to adding the rest of our ingredients for our ragu. Before I go and leave this for 10 minutes, I had a thought. And I have got in my fridge some of this dry cured chestnut smoked bacon. And I thought that's going to go really nicely in there. So let's add that as a little addition. You don't have to put it in. I think that will be quite nice with the turkey meat, with the lasagna, that real rich ragu. We're going to be using some red wine in here, so I think that's going to be super tasty. Once you're happy with how much your vegetables have softened down, also, you want that bit of fat to render out of the bacon as well, then you can start adding in the next ingredients. So I like to use some dried rosemary in this and also some oregano as well. But you can use whatever herbs you enjoy in here. Around half a teaspoon of each, roughly. I've got 125 millilitres of red wine. Let's give that a stir through. Oh, it smells lovely. This is going to be really intense and gorgeous. And just a great way for using up either your Christmas meat, if it's going to be turkey, or if not, then of course, this is going to be great. After a Sunday roast, you've got this lovely delight. And then we want some chopped tomatoes, around 3/4 roughly of a tin. Don't think you'd need a whole tin with the quantities that I'm using here. But obviously you can double this up or, make a much larger lasagna or a larger batch of this. So we just now want to let this simmer and reduce down. And I would say we want this to simmer for around an hour. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Obviously I have added bacon to this, so that is already a little bit salty, so I won't go too heavy-handed on that. And then season with some black pepper. And turn up the sear and saute again a little bit. And that is all I need to do for now. So let's just let this simmer away. It's going to reduce down, get really thick and delicious. And then we'll be ready to move on to adding our meat in and then prepping our sauce, and we can then layer up our beautiful lasagna. I actually ended up adding in the rest of that tin of tomatoes. So you will want a full tin of tomatoes. This has had a good 45 minutes now, so the veg is nice and soft. We've got a really rich ragu there, which is delicious. In with my turkey, and I'm just going to stir that through and just heat that turkey fully, and then this will be ready for our lasagna. What I'll then do is I'll remove this, set it to one side, and then we can start making our white sauce. So all the processes for this are really, really easy. It just takes a little bit of time. I'm now moving on to making my white sauce, which is then going to be made into a cheese sauce for our lasagna. So sear and saute. I'm only making a kind of small, relatively small amount. So this is 25 grams of unsalted butter. I'm going to melt that, then I'm going to add in my plain flour. Okay, so we're getting there with the butter. That is almost melted. I've added just a few peppercorns just for flavour. We can then obviously remove those afterwards. So just get that butter melted fully. And then we go in with 25 grams of plain flour, so equal measures. Let's give that a stir. Mix that all into the butter. And this is creating a roux. I'm sure most of you know how to do this. And then you just cook that flour out, just stirring it. These silicone whisks are a godsend when using a Ninja because you know you're not going to scratch it. And then what I do is I add in my milk. I'm just using a semi-skimmed milk because that's what I've got. If you prefer to use a whole milk, then you can do that. And I'm just whisking as I'm adding with this. And that's 300 millilitres that's going in here. And you just want to keep whisking it so that you try to prevent too many lumps forming. And as this heats, because this milk's cold, it's just come out of the fridge, as this heats up, it will thicken. And also the cheese that we're adding will thicken it as well. So there you go. That's all in. We have got a few little lumps, but hopefully as that starts heating up and we keep whisking it, we should be all good. You can see now that that sauce is starting to thicken, which is exactly what we want. And those peppercorns are just adding that little bit of flavour. You can always add a bay leaf as well to this if you want to. Oh yes, that is thickening nicely now. You can kind of see, can't you, when you move that backwards and forth. Yeah, it's looking good. Just make sure it doesn't catch on the bottom. That's why you keep whisking it to prevent that from happening. Now I've got 30 grams of Parmesan cheese grated and also 40 grams of mozzarella. So I'm going to put those in at this stage. Oh, look at that. That changes it up, doesn't it? That is going gooey, thick, super cheesy. Oh, I'm going to remove that from the heat. Now I'm going to use the Ninja baking tin here to layer up my lasagna, or am I? I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to use a springform tin. So that's one with this section on the back of it. And that allows me to lift that off and to be able to remove the lasagna much more easily. So I'm going to go with this option. Obviously, you can just dig in and serve it, but let's give this a go. Let's see if it's firm enough to be able to release it and take it out like that. It might not be, but we just got to try these things, haven't we? So I'm going to grease this. I don't know if it needs greasing or not really, if I'm honest, but let's do that just so that if I am able to take it out fully, then there's more chance of that happening, isn't there? So that's great, that's done. I've got some fresh lasagna sheets here. Now, of course, these are rectangles and we've got a round dish. So we are going to have to cut those up, break those up as we go along. But that's absolutely fine. So we'll put those at the back there ready. And we've got all of our fillings. So let's start with a layer of our turkey in our sort of ragu sauce here. Now you can loosen this off. If you like a wetter sauce, you can use more tomato. You can just kind of make it a bit wetter by adding a little bit of water or stock into it. But I kind of wanted this to be a kind of thicker style lasagna. And we will see how that works out for me, won't we? So there you go. That's a bit of that put on. Let's spoon over some of our very, very gooey cheese sauce. Look at that. Now you can obviously have this not as thick again if you don't want it like mine is. It's entirely up to you. So a small amount of that, I might need to just get my hands involved because it is very gooey. Well, that stringiness is going to be delicious because that is the mozzarella. Okay, let's have a look at our sheets. Whoops, use that one in a sec. And let's see how we get on. Right, so that's not too bad. We can get a sheet like that. Then we can use a section like that and another section like that. And that is filling it not too bad. And what I'll probably do is turn it and go the opposite way next time. So let's do the same again and just keep repeating the process. And remember, you can always add a little bit of cheese, a little bit of mozzarella along the way. That's going to melt in there lovely. It doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, so then I'm going to go the opposite way round. Put my layer in like that. My little bit of the side, little bit at the other side, and then repeat again. Just smoothing out the sauce, just taking out those peppercorns as well, making sure that I get those because no one wants to bite down on a big chunk of peppercorn really. So I'm just smoothing out the sauce on this layer here. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice. Okay, so this is the last of my turkey ragu going over there. So this dish is fitting it perfectly, which I'm really happy about because if I'm honest, I did wing it. Okay, so we want a little bit of the cheese sauce, but we want to hold some back because we want some for the top as well. I haven't got loads left, so I'm just going to use as much as I think I can afford to. And now we just finish off with lasagna on the top. You can fill in those edges. Only if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to. But that's good. That's patched that up, hasn't it? Right, so that's the top layer all finished. That's got the rest of the cheese sauce on it. So now really you can just sprinkle over whatever you like. I've got a little bit of grated Parmesan left. So why not give that a little sprinkle over the top? That uses that up. And then I've still got some mozzarella left as well. So I think that's going to be lovely over the top, just oozing and melting. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. It looks absolutely delicious. Going to get that to the edges. Just want to make sure that that pasta is covered so that it's got enough sort of cheese and sauce on it. That looks great. Now you might think the obvious way to cook this is to bake it, but we're going to pressure cook it. So water in the bottom, I'm using 300 milliliters. I'm going to lower the lasagna on the rack covered in foil just to protect it like that. I'm going to close the lid. Right, over to pressure cook. Make sure your pressure valve is on seal. We're going to go with high. I want a quick release and 15 minutes. Okay, pressure's been released. Let's open up the lid. Let's get this lasagna out. Just be careful because obviously there's a lot of heat in there. Let's whip it out and let's take off the foil. Oh my goodness, how oozy and stringy is that on top? Now for me, I would like to get that back in the pot just to give myself some colour on the outside. Whether that's bake or air fry, it doesn't really matter. But let's go and empty the water out of the pot and let's do that. That pasta will be beautifully tender in there because it has been pressure cooked. But let's get some colour. In fact, why don't we grill it actually? Because grilled makes the cheese goes beautiful. So let's grill actually. I've decided it's grill time. So grill, I don't think it's going to need very long. Let's go 4 minutes and see. Look at the difference that that has made. That is exactly what I want my lasagna to look like. So I've let this just sit and rest for about 10 minutes, I think. Let's see if we can remove this. Oh, yes. Look at that. Now you can see those layers. It is juicy and moist in there with all of that sauce, but it's still firm enough that it holds together, which looks brilliant. Okay, so let's serve my husband a portion of this lasagna. I don't expect it to hold together so well now. Not too bad, to be honest. Look at that. Oh, so good. You can see all those beautiful layers with the lasagna. And of course, it's got that really rich turkey ragu running throughout.